This is a review and tutorial of my Stoneage mod. This is the latest 2.0 update where a lot of things have been changed. So I'm just going to show what's been changed and the new features added. So when you start your world now, you'll notice that if you go to a tree and you try and punch it, it's not going to work anymore. And that is because you need to collect these on the ground. So you're going to want to collect flint, and you can get them from these little things that look like buttons on the ground. And then these things you should also collect as well, which will drop raw copper flakes, and I'll show you what we can do with that in just a bit. So first thing you do is you collect the flint, and then you're going to come up to these leaves and you're just going to start breaking them. And if we're lucky, we should eventually get sometimes if you're very unlucky, you don't get what we need, but just breaking these leaves, you should eventually get a stick, which is what we need to progress. There we go. So now that we have this stick, we can get the flint here, and we can get a flint shard, and we put 2 flint shards like that, and 1 flint, and we get a hatchet. Now with the hatchet, we can start cutting down the tree here. And get the wood that we need. So the first thing you can do with this is you can get one of the shards and you can make a flint shiv. It's the equivalent of the flint sword. It does 2 attack or 3.5 attack damage, and it has 2 attack speed, so it's faster than any sword you'll get. But it's pretty weak, so not the best tool. The hatchet is a little better to 6 attack damage, and it has the cooldown like a normal axe. So this is the flint tool set. As you'll see, there's no pickaxe. So if you want to get to mining, you're going to need this raw copper here. So the first thing we do is we're going to craft a campfire, which has a new recipe. It's like that. And we place the campfire down. And once the campfire is placed, we can put the flakes on here, and we'll let those smelt. Now that takes, I think, about 40 seconds for them to smelt completely. So while that's going, these will give you copper nuggets. And once you get copper nuggets, you can craft yourself a copper pickaxe. Now, the copper pickaxe is the equivalent of a wooden pickaxe, so you can't mine iron with it, but you can mine copper. Now, currently the mod only allows copper to be mined, or the copper pickaxe to mine deep slate copper ore, regular copper ore, and then raw copper blocks. If you make a copper block with ingots, you will not be able to mine it, and any other copper building blocks you will not be able to mine with the copper pickaxe. So just make sure that you know that, so you don't accidentally build with copper stuff when you're still in the copper age. So if you mine copper, it'll drop its normal drops here, just to show that it can be mined. And if you want to progress to iron, to be able to mine iron, you have to find this. So this is tin. So tin will spawn in your world from Y level 0 to 50. So there is no deep slate variant. It only goes from 0 to 50. Now when we mine tin ore with a copper pickaxe, you'll notice that it drops these raw tin flakes. And what you can do with these is you can either smelt them on the campfire again, like we just did with the copper nuggets, or the copper flakes, or you could get stone here and make a furnace and smelt it in the furnace. Probably better because it's a lot faster. And when you smelt these, you'll get tin nuggets. And with the tin nuggets, you can either make it with the flakes to make a bronze mixture, or you can make them with tin nuggets. So you need 5 tin nuggets, and 4 copper nuggets, and you'll get a bronze mixture. Now the bronze mixture, you put that in the furnace, and you get a bronze ingot. Now with the bronze ingot, you can make yourself a bronze pickaxe. Now this is able to mine iron, but as you see, when you mine iron, it drops flakes as well. So if you want to get the full iron ore drop, which is, you know, 1 per ore, you're going to need to upgrade to an iron pickaxe. At an iron pickaxe, the drop rates are the same, and that's the last progression change when it comes to that. So everything else mines normally. Now, if we go back to the tin ore and we mine it, as you can see, it actually drops more than 1. It's like copper, where it'll drop, I think, between 1 and 4. And you get the raw tin right here. And this is the block of raw tin, right? So you can get 9 out of that. So it's compressible. And this has full create compatibility, as you can see right here. Full create compatibility with the ores as well. These are the block equivalents. So this is a bronze block, and this is a tin block. And so that is all the changes for the progression. Now there's another tool added in this mod, and it's called the prospecting pickaxe. There's only 2. There's the iron and the diamond. So the iron, what it does is it scans a strip mine of stone or any block, and it's only this. It's too high, so whatever block you mine, it'll take that block and the one below it. And then for the iron, it's 6 deep. And for the diamond, it's 12 deep. And it's 6 deep after this block you break. So there's this block, and then it's the next 6. And then same for here. It's this block, and then the next 12 that it scans. So currently, there's nothing here. So if I break it, it'll say no ores found. And same with there. Now, if I go into creative here, and I grab iron ore, and I put it anywhere within here, I'm just going to put it in the back here. And then put that back in there, and then put that here. Now, there's iron ore there. So if I go back with the iron, it'll say that the ore is found, and it'll say iron ore. Now, it won't tell you how much. It'll just say, you know, that it detected what type, the type of ore that it detected, not how much. Now this also works if there are multiple ores. So if I go back into creative, and modded ores as well. So if I go back to creative, and I'll get some deep slate zinc ore from create here, some redstone ore, and some of my tin ore, and I just mix that in here. So I'll put some deep slate, I'll put 1 tin here, and then I'll go back here and I'll put some redstone as well. So now if I go back into survival here, and I cover this back up, and I mine it, it'll tell us all the ores that it found. So it found the deep slate zinc, the redstone ore, the iron ore, and the tin ore. So this is very useful when you're strip mining and you don't want to, you know, make branches out. So you just mine the walls of your strip mine, and it'll tell you if it's worth branching out. Now the iron is kind of weak, it only goes out 6, but the diamond goes out 12. Right, and I'll demonstrate that here, just to show you. So I'll just use the zinc here. So, you know, if there's nothing, and then 12. So there's nothing there up until 12 blocks out, and a mine here, it'll detect it. Now, just to show you, if I were to use the iron here, it'll say it found nothing because it's only going out 6. But if I use the diamond, it'll detect the zinc. So the best one is obviously the diamond. And now the recipes for these are like this. There's the diamond and then the iron right there. Now, the diamond prospecting pick and the iron prospecting pick, they have wood mining abilities. So that means they can't really mine any ores. So they're only good for breaking stone to see what's behind it. They're not good for mining, so make sure you have an actual pickaxe with you to mine. So that covers all the mining things. Let me show you the panning feature. So this is an early game feature here. So let's say you can't find any of these flakes spawning naturally. So the copper flakes are a lot more rare than the little stones that are scattered around. So let me go into creative and just demonstrate some of these naturally generating. So if I go into the forest right here, as you can see, there's stones everywhere. Pretty common, but the copper isn't as common. So it takes a little while to get copper. Now, if you're in an area that doesn't have any of those stones, like you're on an island, or you're in an area that it's just hard to come by and you don't want to, keep running around, what you could do is, let me go into survival here, is you could craft one of these pans. So you get any slab in this configuration and you get an empty pan. And what you can do is you go gravel or sand. It doesn't work with any other blocks. It has to be gravel or sand. So what you do is you click on either of these. I'm going to just do the gravel for now, and you'll get a full pan. Now you can't do anything with this yet. What you need to do is you need to stand in water. And if you're standing in water with a full pan, you can charge it. Once it's fully charged, you let go. It'll use the durability. And then sometimes you'll get a nugget. Now as you can see, I didn't get anything that time. So let me just get rid of all that stuff so we can see. So we'll do it again. Still nothing. Let me just do it like that. So it might take a little while, because sometimes you get nothing out of these. But every once in a while, you should get I guess we're just getting really unlucky here. There we go. Every once in a while you'll get a nugget, or you'll get a junk item, which is flint or clay. So you could use this to get clay if you really wanted to, but yes, you'll get copper nuggets, and you'll get and you'll also get tin nuggets, iron nuggets, and gold nuggets doing this as well. Now that was just really unlucky. It normally is much faster than that. Now all of these, like for example, the loot pool here for the panning is decided via data pack. So if you wanted to, you could, if you're a mod pack creator and you don't like that this is, if you feel this is too grindy, you can go and create a data pack and alter the loot pool here to have an increased chance of obtaining the nuggets. So there you go. There we just got an iron, and we're already at 3 copper here. So we just had a really unlucky run on that last one. Just keep gonna pan this tower here just to show that there's another one. There's another one. There's another one. And if you let go before it's fully charged, it will work. So as you can see, that one we got 6 copper nuggets and 1 iron. So we were just really unlucky with the first one. So that's the panning feature, and it's very useful for obtaining these if you can't find it anywhere. Now the next feature that this mod adds is another tool set. So we have the bronze tool set with the bronze pickaxe, the copper tool set, and pickaxe. They also have armors associated with them. And there's one last tool set, and I'll show you that tool set right now. So the first step to obtain this new tool set, let me go into survival here, is you need to find a villager, an armorer villager, and you need to get him to the journeyman level. Once he reaches that level, you'll find this, the rose gold smithing upgrade template. So I'm just going to buy one of these right here. And what you can do with this is, first you can duplicate it. This is the recipe to duplicate it. But second, you can upgrade your golden gear. So a lot of the times you find enchanted golden gear in the nether or these ruined portals. They have good enchants on it, but gold is kind of garbage. So what you can do is you can throw the gold tool in here with the upgrade template, and you can get rose gold. And any enchants on the gold will transfer to the rose gold. So if you find like a really good enchanted gold pickaxe and you want it to actually be usable, you can go ahead and get this from a villager and upgrade it to rose gold. Let me just go into creative real quick so I can demonstrate um, the capabilities here. Wait, there we go. So I'm gonna just upgrade this whole armor set here, as you can see. And the good thing about this is that the enchantability of gold stays. So if you just upgrade a normal gold armor set and there's no enchants on it, if you put it in the enchantment table, it'll still be just as enchantable as gold. And another benefit to this is that the pickaxe has the fast mining rate that gold has, as you can see. And this has no efficiency on it. So it has the same mining speed as gold, but it has the durability of iron. And it has the mining level of iron as well, so you can't mine obsidian with this. But yeah, so there's the rose gold armor set and tool sets, and obviously it has all the tool sets with it, as you can see. You have all the tools, and here are their values right there. But yeah, so that is the rose gold, and one thing about this is you do not get the piglin buff, so piglins will still be angry if you're wearing this. It's not like gold where they pacify, so you still need to wear gold in the nether if you don't want to get attacked by piglins. This is not a replacement for that. So gold still does kind of have its uses, but this makes gold tools that you find with good enchants actually worthwhile now. So that is everything that's added with the Stoneage mod. Now, older versions of the mod had campfire logic and the fire stick tool, which is from one of my other mods that I added into this. It was very janky with its behavior, and so what I did was I removed those. So if you want the features of the unlit campfire and the fire stick mod, you have to download those separately. And so those are listed as optional dependencies on the CurseForge page, but they're not required to play the mod. You can play the mod just like this, as is. Another thing I want to mention is that the bronze pickaxe and the copper pickaxe override wooden tool recipes. So if you have any mod that adds wooden tool or stone tool recipes, it may override the recipes in this mod. So an example is quark. Every time I play with quark, the recipes in this mod get overridden. So the solution to that is to either disable those recipes in the quark mod or any mod that adds those conflicting recipes, or what you can do is you can download this mod last, so that the data pack for this mod has higher priority over quark, and it'll override any recipes that add that. So those are the ways to combat that. So it does have a soft incompatibility with any mods that have those changes. But yeah, other than that, it should be fully compatible with pretty much every mod, as long as they don't change, the recipes that this mod changes. So any mod that adds bronze should also work with this mod, and tin as well, because as I said, it's fully create compatible because of the universal tags that I've used here. So that's the Stone Age mod. Any bugs, please let me know on the CurseForge page. But yeah, that is the entire Stone Age mod.